Work with Mayor Rosenthal and the Well Community Project. And I came aboard July 1st, 2014. Hadn't been a year yet. And I came into the district as not only as a new superintendent there, but keeping in mind that up until July 1st last year, there were two separate school districts. We had Indianola Public Schools, which the mayor would probably allude to more frequently, and then we had Sunflower County schools. So though both of those schools are predominantly African American, but we had those two school systems. And so the state department, the Mississippi Department of Ed, forced consolidation. So I'm coming into this arena where, number one, it was a forced consolidation. So the two school districts did not want to come together. So not only am I a new superintendent in a newly formed school district, but it's two districts where my people are still separated. So when we talk about a well community, we talk about race, that's one issue. But then we also talk about two different communities where they're both African American communities and they're separated. And so coming into this, when Ms. Gardner, whom I've worked with for years, came and said, Dr. Davis, we want you to be a part of this initiative. I said, well, it can't do anything but help me. Because my main goal, my main objective as the new superintendent here is to unify our community. And so if you can help me, then surely I'll be willing to help you. And so our theme going into the year was we're united for excellence. For so long, those two communities, those school districts have been failing. And right now, based on the accountability system, they're both D schools. The lowest you can get is an F. So we're real close to that. And so they're not successful, but trying to be positive. And I know we can get there by working together. And so one of those efforts is working with the Well Community Project. I've gotten to know, as he said, attorneys. I've gotten to know those bank presidents, and we're out listening to the community. Of course, sometimes the truth hurts. And when those entities we sit at the table together and they say what the school system is not doing, of course I get what? Defensive. How dare you say what we're not doing? But at the same time, being a part of that has provided an opportunity for everyone. Now, at this point, we feel like, I think someone said it earlier, that we're in a safe place. We're in a place where we can be vocal about what it is we want to happen. We can be vocal about what it is that needs to happen. Now, mind you, as the mayor alluded to earlier, not only do we have those two school systems that are coming together, we also have another school system. And in that school system, right in the heart of Indianola, Mississippi, there's your private academy. So where none of the white students attend the public schools that are now joined together. And so when you think about the people who have the influence, the people who have the money, the people that usually make the decisions, y'all heard that usually, right? So they're at the table, but they're not at the table right now. They're at the table because I think they're really trying, and we're having those conversations, but the funds, the support, and the resources go to the school where their children are. And we understand that, and we know that to be true. But now we're having conversations about how can we work together? For so long, the private and the public school there in Indianola, they haven't worked together. My goal, my desire is that we work together. We may continue to be separated, but eventually we're going to be equal if we continue to be separated. Now, certainly we would love to all be united, and that's our goal. But being a part of this, I can see where it's been pivotal in creating those conversations. It has sparked the interest of other leaders, other community leaders. We talk about parents who haven't, been at the table, but now they're coming to the table. And so what I want to leave with, I guess, is as a witness that, yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. It didn't get created overnight. But we can now have those hard conversations about what needs to take place and be truthful and honest about how we can participate in those endeavors. And so I think that's key, and that's the important part of this. And I see her nodding. So as we begin to kind of move forward, I guess I want to leave you all kind of with a question. Think about when we're at this table, we're working with community leaders, we're working with policymakers, and we're working with those investors, okay? And so we begin to think about, which I'm asking you to think about now, is how can we create opportunities where those entities, the policymakers, those investors, those community leaders, all come together and begin to create opportunities within those communities where, in turn, everyone will have well-being. So that's our goal. We want to seek, to be well in our community. So think about, I guess, as I leave you at your tables, I guess the next question would be, how can we pull those entities together to be intentional about the conversations, about how the things that they can create to have more of a sense of well-being. And so that's my testimony, and I thank you.